going live. And we're up. Good morning, everyone. Happy Saturday. Hope you enjoyed the first night of your weekend. I certainly did. I was literally just saying to these guys, life is so much better when you're winning bets, man. The coffee tastes better. Just the overall mood of this morning is just great. I had a great one, as you probably know. I'm sure you already know who the guest is all the way to the side here, Logan from Calling Our Shot. They get tons of views over there, so if you're on YouTube, you probably already know who those guys are. But his Twitter's, in case you don't, his Twitter's right underneath his name here. Give them a follow. They put up some good stuff. They do. Their content is similar. I like. That's my guy Prop Beaver is the one that discovered them first before me, and he pointed out that they have a similar way of thinking, the way they look at numbers. So that's why I reached out to them, because they're along the same lines as us. And so we got 15 games today. It's Saturday. Definitely have some passes. I'm passing on several, but there are some I like. So let's go ahead and get started. First game for me, I'm laying the 1.5 with the Yankees at home, and I know that seems crazy, but I'm doing it. And minus 1.5 plus 105 was the best odds I saw available. I put this one on YouTube last night, so a lot of you probably already know what my notes say, but I'll run through them. Garrett Cole, I ran through it last night. His last 14 opponents, when's the last time this guy has seen an easy start? Cardinals, Rangers, Mariners, Mets, Red Sox, Dodgers, Padres, Orioles, Blue Jays, Rays, Guardians, Rangers, Blue Jays. Of his last 14 starts, only one of those games is against the team in the bottom 13 in WRC plus versus right-handed pitching, and it's Cleveland, and they've been hot. So, I mean, I don't know if you could find me a right-handed starter that's had more of a difficult stretch of schedule than Garrett Cole in the last 2.5 months. And here's the crazy part. Over that stretch, he's still got like a 3.43 ERA or some shit. He's still pitching well. FIP numbers, expected FIP numbers, everything looks great despite having such a tough stretch of schedule. I think this is a great spot for him. Cubs seem to be re-entering that slump against righties that they were in. If you remember about 4 or 5 weeks ago, the Cubs were like, we were literally laughing out loud at the Cubs numbers against righties about like 5 weeks ago. They seem to be heading back towards that. In the last 7 days, they're 21st in OPS, 21st in WRC plus versus right-handed pitching. I think it's a great spot. I think Cole is going to shove today. They're going to see a beautiful performance from Garrett Cole. And then on the other side, we got Drew Smiley, and I like Smiley. I took a loss backing him recently. I forget which game it was, but his last 7 starts, 6.49 ERA, 185 WHIP, both FIP and expected FIP numbers super high as well. Smiley's really going through it, and he's just not a guy I can get behind, especially in this spot, because out of nowhere, the Yankees have insane numbers against left-handed pitching. Where the hell did this come from? The last 14 days, the Yankees are 6th in OPS and 6th in WRC plus against lefties. The last 4 lefties that pitched against the Yankees, Montgomery did throw a gem, but he's blanking everybody. I mean, Hogan, Harris, JP Sears, and Liberatore, they rocked all of them. They rocked a few before that, too. The Yankees somehow smashing lefties, so I expect a comfortable Yankees win. I think this is going to be a blowout. I'm going to say 6-1 Yankees, but I'll lay the 1.5.
Yeah, I'm on the same thing as you. Yankees minus 1.5. I don't love it, but Cubs aren't going to have Alizé tonight, who I think is probably one of their better arms, if not their best arm.
Yeah, no Alizé. Yep.
So that helps a lot. Yankees used some of their arms last night as well, but even if you take a look at the Cubs roster and the guys that have seen Cole, the only one to really see him well, who's 8 for 3 against him, 3 for 8 against him, is Dansby Swanson. He's been kind of hit or miss this year in the first place. So yeah, it's Yankees minus 1.5 for me. Good weather there. They got kind of embarrassed yesterday. So yeah, this one was a little bit easier than I thought it would be.
Yeah. Logan, you got to play on this one?
This is right out of the gate. Unfortunately, this is a pass for me, simply because I just don't trust the Yankees to give Garrett Cole some run support to cover that run line. Look, I just don't find a whole lot of value on the Yankees minus 1.5. You're going to have to kind of show me recently. I mean, I just don't see a whole lot of life from that offense. And to honestly, I don't know. Neither of you mentioned it. Are you not concerned, either of you, with the Yankees bullpen? I mean, if you're looking at how their bullpen's done recently, I was looking at this 30, 29, 28. They're 27th in bullpen ERA in their last 10 games. That's one of the strengths of this Yankees team, or supposed strength.
It has been, yeah.
And And if they're leaving the back door open for the Cubs, I mean, if they're not giving Garrett Cole a ton of runs to work with, that they could easily get backdoored by the Cubs. That's why I don't have a play on this game. You do obviously need the Cubs to bring the bats to cover the +1.5, but this one's just extremely suspect right out of the gate, and it's going to be a pass for me.
Yeah, I mean, the Yankees bullpen definitely not performing at the same level. That was like the staple. When they were going through it, the bullpen was like the staple for them. Yeah, last 10 days. That's rough. I didn't even look at that. But they do have the arms available. So when he said that, I went and pulled it up. All their 4 main arms should be available, which is a little bit reassuring. Hopefully they can turn that shit around. Let's move on to the next one. Blue Jays and Tigers, hard pass for me. I wanted to bet the Tigers, and I was like trying to find ways to get to Detroit, but I think I wrote down a couple notes for it, but nothing that would really. I wrote 2 sentences. Matt Manning's first home start since coming back from injury. Toronto was able to get to Matt Manning back in April in Toronto. I got nothing for this one. Pass. Toast froze on us. Hold on, let me go check the thing. Toast, can you speak?
Yeah. Damn, you're not frozen to me either.
Oh no, you're back. You're back. You were frozen for like a minute there. You're back.
Yeah, it's an easy pass for me. So.
Oh, okay. All that anticipation for an easy pass. Logan?
Yeah, so for me, I do have a play on this one. I like the under 4.5 in the first 5 innings in this one. I just think right out of the gate, we're getting a pitcher still. I mean, Matt Manning, out of the Tigers pitching staff, I think he's actually the guy I want to back. I mean, yes, he's been up and down. He's dealt with injuries. I think every Tigers pitcher's dealt with injuries. That team's cursed with the starting pitching. But I obviously, Gosman should be able to go out there and put up a really strong showing. I mean, his K-prop set ridiculously high. They obviously expect him to be able to get the swing and the miss. And when you look at this Blue Jays team, the Blue Jays are just such an uncomfortable team to ever back offensively because they have games where they're scoring 12 runs and then they're just wetting the bed. And the reason, honestly, why it is because the Blue Jays are like near the top and grounded into double plays. I mean, if you guys have ever watched Blue Jays games, I mean, that's why they make you want to pull your hair out because they're definitely in the top 10. I'm looking at it right now. They're, I think, like 7th in terms of grounding into double plays. You got Vladimir Guerrero Jr., who's like the king of grounding into double plays. It's just one of those things. If Matt Manning has his soft contact ground ball working, I think this one's just soars under in the first 5.
Yeah, that's cool. I like the first 5 unders. That I had a great hit rate with first 5 unders last season, and then I started off the season ice cold with first 5 unders. So I've been avoiding them because I just seem to be cursed with them. I love that bet though, value wise. Yeah. Let's move on. Like I'll take a first 5 under over a Nerfy any day. I just find it more fun and personally just a little more body of work there. Oh, looks like we lost Toast. But let's move on. He'll rejoin us. He's got some bad connection up there. He's in Alaska, by the way, Logan. I don't know if you knew that.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
wow.
He lives in Alaska in Anchorage. So next up, Cards at White Sox. This one I can't get mad because my ticket went 8-2 last night, but one of my top bets was the Cardinals, and it could have been 9-1. So it's a little bit, and they blew the lead. But you know what? Toast warned me on the show yesterday. When I said the Cardinals, I was like, Toast, I'm surprised you're not on the Cardinals with me. And he goes, I just have a feeling that bullpen's going to blow it. They're gassed. And he called it. It's exactly what happened. And this is where I'm going in this one. I think there's some value here. And I know it's going to seem kind of crazy with Touki Toussaint getting the start here. But I'm going White Sox first 5 money line. You can get it at +116 on FanDuel. I like Touki. And we're talking a couple years ago now, but there was a stretch of time where I cast 3 or 4 straight bets on Touki. I believe he was with Atlanta at the time. But I really like him. Super small sample size, but he's got excellent numbers against right-handed bats. Again, not a crazy sample size, but righties this year just 1 of 17 off Touki. But it's the same story last year. If you look at his numbers from last year, he's got great splits against right-handed bats. The Cardinals' main bats are righties. Arenado, Goldschmidt, Jordan Walker, Wilson Contreras has been hot. All righty. So I despite the Cardinals bats being hot, and I've been riding the Cards, so it's not like I don't believe in this lineup, but I think Touki can hold this Cards team to 2 or less in the first 5. Hopefully he goes 5 innings because that's another concern. And that's also the reason I probably am not going to play the White Sox on the full game is because if he only goes 4 innings, the White Sox are missing Graveman, and they're missing someone else. So the White Sox bullpen is pretty thin, and if he only goes 4, that could be a concern. Now, Miles Michaelis road splits at first glance look good, but his expected FIP on the road is all the way up at 5, indicating he's had some really good luck to have that 3.86 ERA on the road. White Sox bats are, I don't want to say back, but they're showing signs of life. In the last 14 days, they're 12th in WRC+, 12th in OPS. I think the White Sox are going to show us a much better brand of baseball in this second half of the season. Could be wrong, though. I have a lot more faith in this White Sox team right now than I did 5-6 weeks ago. So I'll stick to the first 5. A little worried about the White Sox in the second half. Yeah, plus 116 on FanDuel. Oh, Toast is back, too. So let's get him back in here. Did you hear what I said, Toast? Hold on, they can't hear you. They can't hear you right now. Hold on one sec. I have the template set up for 4 people because we had the dirt on yesterday. All right. Hopefully that works. I was having trouble bringing him in before. All right, Logan, why don't you just go? Oh, no, never mind. Toast is back. You're passing though, Toast?
Yeah, I want absolutely nothing to do with this game. If anybody has an angle, good for you, because I spent 15 minutes on it, and I said, this is not even worth my time.
Logan?
Yeah, no, this is the easiest pass on the whole entire slate. If I were to come out and try to tell you I have an edge, I'd be lying, because between the bullpen meltdowns, between the inconsistent offenses from both teams, I mean, one day the Cardinals look like the best offense ever, next day they look bad. It's just like, I don't see any sort of edge, and I mean, Miles Michaelis, I couldn't trust him as far as I could throw him. Austin and I call him like Meatball Michaelis, because I swear when he's getting hit, it's just for extra bases. It's like the worst thing you've ever seen. Easy pass.
And you know what the worst is when you place a bet on Miles Michaelis and then you watch him work out before the games and he's running around and all this shit, and then he gets fucking throttled, and you're like, why didn't you just like sit down and relax and watch some video?
Maybe do some yoga, like stretch out.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Well, and also the Cards always seem to let Michaelis try to pitch through it. So like he could easily give up like 9 runs and they're just going to let it go. And you're just like, get him the fuck out. All right. Let's move on to the next one.
I mean, do you really want to put some of those bullpen arms into
I was just saying that you called it. But when I was on the Cards, I was like, Toast, I'm surprised you're not on the Cards with me. And he's like, I think their bullpen's going to blow it. Literally exactly what happened. All right.
That's okay. The Fish's bullpen blew it too. Wrecked my day.
I hate my bet in this one, but I feel it's the right side. And I think Toast is going to be on the other side. I'm curious where Logan lands on this one. I'm betting the Twins on the money line at minus 125.
Why?
I knew it. I knew he was going to be on the other side. While I was typing it a couple hours ago, I was like, I know for a fact Toast is going to fight me on this one on the show. All right, so we saw the Baltimore Orioles get to Severino, right? Congrats. I had the Yankees. It was painful. It was like 100-0, whatever. But that doesn't erase the fact that right-handed starters haven't been having problems pitching great games against this Orioles lineup recently. I mean, here are just some of the recent righties to pitch against the Orioles, and we're just talking the last 10 days here. Pablo Lopez, 1 run. Bailey Ober, 0. Sonny Gray, who's pitching today, 0. Domingo Germán, 2 in just 4.1 innings, so that's not that great. Clark Schmidt, 3 and 5. Randy Vasquez, 0. Bailey Ober again, 1. So even if Toast wants to use the angle, they just saw Sonny Gray. They just saw Bailey Ober, too, and didn't do shit. This lineup cannot be relied on against righties. I don't trust the Baltimore bats at all. I felt I was lucky. I had Baltimore money line last night. I got it like plus 144 or something. Me and Toast was lucky to get that one. That came down to the wire. I think Sonny Gray, we can count on him to pitch a good game here. No Batista available for Baltimore. He's pitched. Well, I doubt he's available. He's pitched 2 of the last 3 days, including 30 pitches last night. So I very seriously doubt they use him. Now, this is where I'm a little hesitant because obviously no one wants to trust the Twins bats right now. And it's Tyler Wells, who's been good. That being said, I think we might be getting the Twins bats at a little bit of a short-term good value because they just tried to hit against Cole Irvin yesterday, who's a lefty. So everyone's going to be ultra down on the Twins lineup right now. Trust them a little bit more against righties. Still don't trust them, but I mean, just in the last handful of games here, they crushed Zach Greinke a few days ago. They absolutely crushed Dean Kramer last week. I think that we can count on the Twins. And also, when's the last time Tyler Wells got hit up? I know that's a shitty reason to make a bet, but he's just so due. And the Twins are a team that could just explode out of nowhere. I think they're going to light Tyler Wells up today. So I like the Twins on the money line.
Yeah, I'm going to keep on rocking Bird Gang here, especially at plus money.
What odds is that at? Actually, I'll look it up right now.
It's like plus 105 or something like that.
105.
I don't trust this Twins team. You could even say that maybe they should have had a little bit more runs with that Buxton bomb that was robbed by Cedric Mullins last night. But still, I mean, of those pitchers that you just put up there, all of those guys had pretty damn good first halves besides Vasquez. So, I mean, I just feel like that's that doesn't really I don't put a lot of stock into that. This Baltimore team, I do feel like they turned a little bit of a corner in New York with those 20 runs in a couple days. But I still think that starting pitching, we can just call this a wash. I'm not really a big fan of Sonny Gray. I understand he's pitched well, and he's actually made me some money this year. But starting to see a little bit of a decline. I do like the fact that Baltimore just saw him as well. His last couple of home starts against Boston, Detroit, Cleveland, nothing really to write home about. He was only going to give you 4 or 5 innings. So if we're going to give me Baltimore with 4 or 5 at-bats against that Twins bullpen that they saw a lot yesterday, everybody's going to be available. But they saw 4 or 5 guys in there yesterday. Even without Batista, I still grade that Baltimore bullpen just a tad bit higher than the Twins. So at plus money, it was an easy decision for me. Oh, and the public's heavy on the Twins.
All right. Logan, are you picking a side in this one?
See, I would like to be the tiebreaker between the sides, but I on our morning show I picked the over, so I gotta ride the over in this one. I really do like the over 8. When I picked it this morning, it was 8.5. So yes, I'm obviously the public did bet it down. No surprise, right? They see these two pitchers ERA and they're like, oh, gotta go under, especially because you saw last night. You got some low scoring games. Sonny Gray just went 6 innings pitched, 7 Ks against the Orioles. Final score of that game was 2-1. But what a lot of people aren't looking at is the Orioles were 1 for 8 with runners in scoring position, 9 left on base. I think this Orioles offense is kind of turning a corner a little bit. Yes, they obviously last night's a little bit shaky, but I still really like the direction they're trending. Cedric Mullins is finally looking like the Cedric Mullins I expected. And you look at the Orioles, they're hitting .313 in their last 3 games as a team. They're still a really good offense. If Sonny Gray's putting on any free base runners via walk, a lot of run opportunities there. And you look at Tyler Wells. I think you were right on, Kyle. I mean, I hate, just like you, I hate saying, well, this guy's due for some runs. I really do think he is, though. 44th percentile in hard hit percentage, 26th percentile in expected slugging, 8th percentile in barrel percentage. Those are all really concerning numbers for Tyler Wells. And if the Twins actually bring the bats today, what they're capable of, I know they can hit him hard. I mean, you look at the Twins, they're sort of swing for the fences team, and I don't hate that against Tyler Wells because he gives up the homer. In his last 4 starts, he's allowed 7 home runs. That's super, that's super friendly for an over. And I think obviously we talked about, with extra innings yesterday, that some of the bullpen arms might not be available. They might have to shuffle the rotation a little bit. I see runs on both sides in this one. Easily could go over. That's what I'm playing.
My bad, I was muted. It sounded like he was kind of leading Twins, though. So if it was a tiebreaker, he sounded like he was going to side with me, just for the record. But actually, surprisingly enough, because according to the data, the public is leaning Twins, but not our viewers. We just ran a live poll. 69% are taking Baltimore, only 18% on the Twins, 13% pass. So, yeah, our viewers like Baltimore. I guess they have a lot more faith in Toast than me. I'm gonna make you pay for that, though. You'll see. Twins tonight. Let's move on to the next one. Rockies at Giants, another hard pass for me. This game was weird as hell. I didn't bet it last night, so I didn't have it on one of the TVs. But me and AJ were laughing about it. We were like, yo, Austin Gomer's got a 2-hit shutout into the 6th. We were like cracking up. Like, thank God we didn't bet that weird ass shit. Yeah, so I'm gonna pass. If there's one team that I've probably passed on more than any other team in baseball this year, it'd be the Rockies. Not only do they play in Coors Field, which is unpredictable, not tonight, but I just don't get the team. They're pitching against I would love to take the Giants with Alex Wood as the primary pitcher because the Rockies can't hit lefties. I just don't trust anything about this team, so pass.
Yeah, and see, I'm the opposite. I wanted to take the Rockies at a big plus price because I still think Seabold's got a little bit in the tank, but not a. I'm not gonna. I can't stand up here and say that I'm actually gonna do it because I'm not. So, it's another pass for me.
Pass. All right, Logan.
Yep. So I have an interesting one in this one. It's not super available on all books, but it's a first 5 team total. I like the Giants' first 5 team total over 2.5 against Seabold. I just think if you look at Seabold last time, I think he only allowed like 2 earned runs versus the Giants last time he saw them. I mean, that's just, to me, this guy's batting practice. Go look at his expected numbers on like Baseball Savant. It's like all blue circles. Like if the Giants do play up to their capabilities, they could just soar over this in the first couple innings as well. Like, we know what they're capable of. I don't want to have to rely on the Giants pitching as well, but I do definitely find an angle there against Seabold. 2.5, easy number for them at home.
Yeah, I wish the first 5 team total was available on more books because this is a great bet, and a lot of times that's what the angle points to. But I, just like you, I'm hesitant to give it out at times. We do sometimes, though. We have before. It's just sometimes it's only available on 2 out of like the main books, so they need to get on that because it's a great bet.
Yeah. I mean, it feels like one of those edges you have on the books. Like Austin and I were talking about like an hits, runs, RBI prop, which is available on like DraftKings. FanDuel doesn't even offer that, and I think it's because they know there's sort of an edge there. Just like they don't offer under and total bases. So, like, it's not something the books are necessarily like jumping to offer. Because I actually do think in baseball, the hits, runs, RBIs prop, you really like that on a guy. It could be easy money.
Oh, it is. Let me tell you that right now.
Did Fraley hit last night? He didn't, right?
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
You're cheering for me to lose?
I'm cheering for that stupid trend to finally end because I don't like that guy.
Oh, because you weren't invited to the party. That's why.
I missed the beginning of the trend. That guy. I was muted during that. The amount of money that must have been made off that Jake Fraley against righties trend is nuts, and I didn't get a single dollar out of it because every single time I'm like, it's too late to jump on now.
It paid for Reds Giants, and then 3 games of Padres Phillies later this month. So let's go, Jake.
Later this month. Rangers at Nats. I think I wrote down some notes for this game. I wrote Rangers or pass. So actually, no, I didn't really write much. 1 second, let me get it on the screen. I wouldn't bet Washington here, even though I would love to. I feel
it's not a juicy card, ladies and gentlemen.
There's a couple I like, but yeah,
there's
a
couple, but people, I can already hear people getting mad about the passes, but like, it's like, what do we really say,
Yeah, I mean, well, I also saw a couple comments that said for FTB, the guy was on yesterday, he goes, I like FTB, I like how he passes when he's not sure. It's like, so we get cursed out for passing and then cursed out for not passing. You can't win. So I want to fade Andrew Heaney here. But look at the last 4 lefty starters to come into Washington and pitch. They combined for 21 and 2/3 innings pitched, just 3 earned runs total. I don't trust these Nats bats. I know at times they wake up, but as a whole, I don't trust this group. And I fully expect Texas to score on Jake Irvin. But if you're asking me, do I see a world where Andrew Heaney gets rocked today? Of course I do. Could be a world we're living in right now. So this is Texas or pass for me.
Yeah, it's another pass for me. I feel like I got a little bit lucky with Texas yesterday in a money line parlay. I don't really want to deal with it. Washington's not really playing the type of baseball that I want in a dog right now. Plus their bullpen's crap. So yeah, it's just an easy pass for me.
Logan?
Yeah, I'm Texas or pass. I'm with you, Kyle, in this one. I don't find a huge edge. Either bullpen is pretty suspect. That's why I'm like, the value, it's hard to find value on the Rangers with Andrew Heaney. I mean, like you said, that guy could be batting practice in any given start. Do we trust the Nationals to bring the bats? I really don't. I see, that team. Obviously, you got Lane Thomas, and it's kind of like outside of that guy, who's consistent, who's producing night in, night out. It's really hard 1 through 9 to find consistent production. So I'm with you, Texas or pass.
Yeah. Yeah, all right. Sounds like we all kind of feel the same way about that. Let's move on. People are gonna hate this one, but I'm taking another shot. I had Oakland money line at plus 200 for a half unit last night. I'm going Oakland money line at plus 200 again for another half unit. I just feel that they're gonna take a game of this series, and at plus 200, you only got to take 1 out of 3 to break even. So if I get this one, I could not touch the Sunday game, walk away with my profit. Don't have I don't even have any notes written down. I like Paul Blackburn, but like I'm not going to be able to provide many statistical edges for Oakland. It's more just I think they take one in this series. I think Boston's way overpriced.
Yeah. So sorry guys, super hard pass for me too. Way priced out of Boston. I'm not trying to pay minus 120 for a run and a half, and there's no way in hell I bet Oakland against Paxton. So, yeah, sorry guys.
Yeah, Kyle, I'm with you. I do like the A's in this spot. Paul Blackburn's a guy. I like them plus 1.5 though, not straight up on the money line. And I don't know if I'm allowed to give 2 picks, but Austin and I also really did like the no-run first inning in this one. I think
you can give out 5.
Yeah, there's no rules.
Right. Yeah, I don't know how y'all normally work it, but I do like the Nerfy in this one as well. I think, we see a low-scoring start in this one. Paxton and Paul Blackburn are both actually really good in the first inning, which, we don't bet Nerfy bets a ton on our channel anymore with the new, pitch clock and everything. It feels like pitchers come out like deer in a headlights in the first inning. They don't know how to pitch. But I think we see, sort of a pitcher still in this one. And I just think Oakland's going to be annoying. Yes, last night when I was watching that game, I was like, okay. I was kind of like taking mental notes. I was like, Gary, the Red Sox pulled away late. It probably gives a lot of people some comfort in backing them today. But, I mean, that easily Oakland could backdoor this one. And I think the plus 1.5 is definitely where the value is.
Yeah. All right, cool. I like how we're kind of – well, actually, Toast isn't willing to take Oakland. He doesn't have any stones on him. But I think Oakland could steal this.
Why do you think I'm still on this channel? I have the biggest stones of them all.
No, for those, we were just talking about this. Someone was keeping track. Toast had taken 6 head-to-head disagreements with me in a row. I took 3 from him last night. So I'm on a winning streak against Toast. Oh, my God.
Congratulations. The Phillies won in a freaking lucky-ass walk-off. Congratulations, you in the world. You're the sharpest guy in the freaking shed right now. The sharpest dude in the shed.
You know what? Me and the public were popping champagne on you last night.
And the Braves. And you got the Braves. I mean, you are just – woo!
I know. Razor sharp.
Woo!
I didn't get these subscribers by accident. Let's go on to the next one. Pirates at D-backs. I wrote down Pirates are past. I don't know who Austin Adams is. I don't even know. Like, I'm not going to try to.
Kyle Nelson is the pitcher.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you know what? I think it is. The prop beaver made these graphics last night, so things might have changed. I'm going to say Pittsburgh or pass. It's a pass for me. No.
Yeah, I need to look into this a little bit more. It's pretty early here in the AK. But yeah, I want to play the Snakes at a 135, but I understand Mitch Keller's been decent, but yeah, this Arizona team, to be honest, I don't know what's going on with like Corbin Carroll. I don't know why he's still playing right now. This doesn't make any sense right now, but after what they did last night, I would assume that they should play well here again. I don't know. I'm just not the Mitch Keller guy that everybody else is. I understand that he's been really good at times, but
the D-backs bats, the D-backs bats are what I don't trust. They're slumping against righties. I'm telling you, it's coming.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not beating down the door. I
can
assure you that. I'm just saying that the Pirates bats are in that same exact. Anything that you say about the D-backs bats, you can times it by 2 for the Pirates.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Logan, are you betting this messy ass game?
No, I'm a full pass on this one. I don't think I can trust either offense. I've never ever been a Mitch Keller fan. It's one of those things like if you ever watch Mitch Keller, you're just like kind of like sit and bite your nails. You're like, ooh, don't let this be the inning you implode, because it comes in bunches. The hit parade comes on Mitch Keller, and do I trust the Diamondbacks to be able to exploit him like that? No, I don't, and I also don't trust the Pirates bats at all. They had a great series in LA, but it's obviously not translating over to this one. This is easy.
I also will say that if you're trying to take the Pirates, for the Pirates to win, you're going to need Mitch Keller to probably go 6-7 and pitch really well, right? So I would actually play, if you're trying to play the Pirates, I would probably play Mitch Keller to record a win at plus 180, because they're not going to win that game unless he pitches well. I'm just trying to figure out different ways to bet it, but yeah, I wouldn't play it at minus 110 or whatever it is now.
Yeah, I mean, I think Pirates are the side, but I don't like it enough to try to convince people to bet it. Oh man, people are gonna hate me again on this one. I'm taking the Royals on the money line, and I kind of like it. Oh, it's disgusting. It's so disgusting. I And by the way, I've been betting Cleveland a lot. I Cleveland -1.5 the last 2 nights, and overall, I don't have it in front of me, but if you look at my stuff on my website over the last couple months, I've been betting this Cleveland team, so I'm not like a Cleveland hater or anything. You guys know that. But okay, so Brady Singer's looked dominant in his last 2 starts. Yes, they were both at home, so maybe that's going to concern some people, but I think he's figured it out. If you remember, this dude was good at the second half of last year. I think Brady Singer's pitching well. And also, he's got a 4.68 ERA at home, jumps to a 7.03 on the road, but his FIP and expected FIP numbers are exactly the same, indicating he's had terrible luck on the road this season, and there should be a positive turn coming for him. I think he could come right here. We've seen the Cleveland lineup struggle to score runs against the Royals several times recently, and we're talking about the last 8 or 9 days. Cleveland just saw Brady Singer weaken some change ago, couldn't touch him. 6 shutout innings, 4 hits. On the other side, Gavin Williams, that rookie, he went into Kansas City and threw a monster. 7 innings, no runs, 1 hit. It was savage. But this will be the first time a major league lineup, if you can even refer to the Royals as a major league lineup, but this will be the first time a major league lineup sees Gavin Williams for the second time. And I think he's going to make some rookie mistakes. You want to see, and also, as far as the Cleveland bats goes, you want to hear the last 2 righty starters to pitch against Cleveland? Jordan Lyles went 5 innings of 1-run baseball, and Michael Soroka threw 4 2/3 shutout innings against Cleveland. I also don't trust the Cleveland bullpen as much as I did a week and a half ago. Trevor Stephan probably not available. Clase, what has he blown? 2 or 3 saves in the last week and a half? I don't really trust Clase right now. I just think at +160, there's a lot of value on Kansas City here, and trust me, I already know everyone hates it. I'm betting it. More than welcome to not bet it.
I'm just going to keep on going back to the hit parlay for this Cleveland team that continued to cash. So Stephen Kwan, Jose Ramirez, and Will Brennan all to get a hit at +130. I don't want to have anything to do with the sides. I could care less. I'll just keep on taking the guys that continue to get hits for me and cash tickets. So those 3 in a hit parlay.
Okay.
Kyle, I love your pick in this one. This was actually like my sneaky underdog of the day to win outright, because I always like to look at weekend baseball and look at the teams that are who are going to be the parlay busters. I can hear people complaining oh, the Guardians busted my parlay today. Oh, didn't, stupid Royals. Yes, the Royals show up exactly when you don't want them to. And this is one of those spots that, like, obviously they looked lifeless last night. Brady Singer is a guy that I find value on because, as you were mentioning, Kyle, a horrible start of the year where his hard hit percentage was like 60% at one point. He was getting touched up. But obviously, I think Brady Singer is able to miss some bats. He has good stuff. And really the question comes down to, do the Royals feel like scoring today? I mean, they're just such a hit or miss offense, and at that price, I'll take a shot on it. I do find value on them as an underdog.
And I think the price is a little telling because you got to think the odds makers, when they set this number, they got to know everyone's going to be betting Cleveland. I mean, I don't know. Actually, with a rookie pitcher, I could see maybe a little bit, but I don't know. I really like the angle, and you said it best. You're like, are the Royals bats going to decide to show up today? We'll see. If they do, I think we win, though.
Guess what the books have Fraley's prop at now? -140. This is some BS.
Party's over. I tried telling you, party's over. I'm going to start taking this under. I'm going to start taking this under.
You think I'm going to let 140 get in the way of a good time?
I think that you're too scared to bet the Royals. You have no stones today, Toast.
I don't.
I took. See what happens. I took
it on the chin last night for the first time in a few days, and I'm just. That Phillies loss just was the fucking pinnacle of my. Oh, that Phillies win was
because you handicapped the game poorly. That's all.
No, I literally had it exactly right. Christian Pache is a fucking bum that couldn't make it for half the teams, and finally Kevin Long has him doing something. Congratulations.
Did you have the puck blown save? Did you have that on your bingo card? Because he's done that a few times.
If I would have put it on there, I would have, because he's been dog shit, and I knew as soon as he started giving it up, it was over.
So someone in our Discord said Puck looks like some Amish reject, and I was like, yeah, he kind of does.
He does. He looks like one of those guys from Kingpin. He looks like he deserves to be on the farm with that guy from Kingpin.
Oh, take it easy on Puck. That being said, take it easy. Speaking of me beating up on Toast yesterday, let's talk Reds baseball.
Oh my God!
Let's get a poll going for this one.
Bet the Brewers right now. Say it right now. I'm betting the Brewers. Say it.
why don't you just let me do my little spiel here? Let me start the poll. Let's get a view of let's get an idea what the community thinks first. I'll deal out my winner in a second. So we're back here, Reds Brewers, big win for me last night. I called it a week in advance when everyone was all over Abbott. I think it was on Monday on Twitter. I was like, guys, don't worry, Abbott's getting rocked on Friday night. And everyone was like, I called it. I'm basically a god. No, I'm kidding. Actually, I've been cold for like the last month, so I'm literally joking. But all right, so I don't have the balls to go back to Milwaukee here on the full game. But my pick here will be Milwaukee first 5 minus a half run.
Get the fuck out of here. And you're going to lay a half a run? I will never see you do that.
Don't you want to hear my notes?
Yeah, I'd love to.
Okay. So one word. My notes are one word. Luke Weaver. No, I'm joking. But he's awful. His numbers indicate we should blindly fade this guy. That being said, the Cincinnati Reds are somehow 7-0 in his last 7 starts. I don't get it. It doesn't make any logical or statistical sense. The Reds always win for this guy. That being said, they don't always win the first 5. I probably should have looked that data up. I mean, I'm sure a lot of those were comeback wins against the bullpen. That would be really good data to spew out right now. I didn't look it up. He is coming off a good start where he went into Washington and threw 5 innings of 1-run baseball. That was the best start we've seen of him in 5 or 6 weeks. Colin Ray, I don't really trust him either, but he's looked really good in his last 2 starts, including Colin Ray robbed me of so much money in that Mets game. Mets was my top play of the day. I loved it. And I think it was David Peterson and the Mets bullpen held the Brewers to 2 runs, and somehow I lost that bet. So Colin Ray literally robbed me. It's not that I love the matchup of him against the Reds. I just think the Brewers are going to smack Luke Weaver around. The reason I'm not going to them on the full game, Devin Williams probably not available tonight for Milwaukee. He's pitched 4 of the last 6 days. He's thrown 68 pitches in the last 6 days. That's like a start. I doubt he'll pitch. Don't really trust the Brewers bullpen. I can see the Reds tagging them up. I feel like this game is a bit of a coin flip in 9 innings, so I don't want to take a minus 130 side in a coin flip. That's just a poor investment. But in the first 5, I think Colin Ray at home in Milwaukee has the significant edge over Luke Weaver. Also, the Reds are overrated trash that the public likes. So give me Milwaukee first 5 minus a half run. And for the next part of our show, it's called A Losing Bet by Toast.
Yeah, that'd be like a funny joke if we haven't been like 27 of our last 35 or whatever it was. So, I mean, you can keep on talking, but yeah, you already know what it is. It's the Reds. It's Jake Fraley over 1.5 total hits, runs, and RBIs at minus 140. I do not care what the juice is. I've said it all along. I've said it for 3 weeks now, going on a month and a half. I will ride this team until they give me a reason not to.
They gave you one last night.
Losing last night to Corbin Burns was not it. Kyle was dead right. Like I had no ammo. Everything that he said about Abbott and getting lucky and all that stuff, yeah, that's all true. And they finally got one. He finally had a bad one. Like, it's about time. We won 7 before that. I have no problem taking this plus Reds team at plus money yet again. I understand it's public. This is them, the Dodgers, the Astros are the 3 teams right now that I could care less if they're public or not. Yeah, it's the Reds.
Well, I hope you're not taking the Astros tonight. We'll get to that in a second.
No, I'm not.
Logan, what do you think?
So like you, Kyle, I was on the Brewers last night, and that was my pick on our show, and I don't think I've ever gotten more hate for a single pick than when I picked Brewers money line, and I was like, well, now I know it's a winner before the game even starts, because whenever I get attacked mercilessly for fading the public, yeah, it's normally a winner, and I definitely saw. I liked what I saw from the Brewers offense last night. I'm going to be on the over 5.5 in the first 5 innings in this one. I just think there's a lot of run opportunities between these 2 starting pitchers. I don't find a decisive edge between Ray and Weaver as far as like a side on this one, especially in the first 5, but I just think there's runs on both sides. I mean, Luke Weaver, I tried fading that guy in the first 5 innings in Baltimore, and he gave up like four runs in the first inning and then just dialed it in. I'm like, are you serious? So we know he gives up runs. It's just like, can we get runs on both sides? Absolutely. The Reds offense, is giving me no reason to try to fade them right now. They definitely should be able to get some hits and runs up on Colin Ray, and Yeah, Luke Weaver is batting practice. As long as the thing that annoyed me yesterday, and Kyle, since you were on Brewers, you probably saw it. They had like a leadoff triple, couldn't bring the guy home. Like, are you serious? It's like those types of runners in scoring position. They're there. Can the Brewers just be good enough to get those in against Luke Weaver? Because they're going to be through 5 innings. There should be several guys on base. So hopefully they're able to convert them into runs.
Yeah, and 100%. Me and Toast definitely know what you're talking about when you say when you get an exorbitant amount of hate in the comments about your pick. It's like double down. Like, exactly. We definitely can 100% relate to that. But all right, let's move on to the next one. I wish I had the balls to take Milwaukee minus 130 and talk some more shit to Toast, but I don't. I think the Reds like this might be a game where like Brewers are up like 4-2 early, and I might live bet the Reds we have like a private Twitter chat with all our people, and I might live bet the Reds in there and ride the wave with everybody. Please don't.
Hey, my question is, how worried were you last night for the Rally Reds when they had bases loaded and you were just watching the Brewers bullpen self-destruct?
Well, actually, we were watching. So we were working and editing the video while we watch, and I had the Brewers game on the main TV, right? And we had the Cardinals game was back and forth, and I was like, I want to change the main TV for the Cardinals, but I feel like if I turn it off, the Brewers are gonna blow this, like superstitious shit. Like I need to leave it on. So finally, in the bottom of the 8th, I turned it off and put the Cardinals on. And then AJ, Prop Beaver, is like, dude, turn the Brewers back on now. And I was like, but Devin Williams ended up, that pitch Devin Williams has is nice. That stupid little, I don't even know what it's called, but it's
called the Airbender.
He calls it that? I don't even like it anymore now. I thought it was like,
he doesn't call it that, but that's what they call it.
Oh,
so.
The Airbender.
Stupid Rally Reds, man. You can't kill them. They're so damn annoying. Like how you just think they're dead in the water, and then they just find life in the 8th, 9th inning. You're just like, what the hell? That's why they're a hard team to fade. But yeah, not doing it today.
Yeah. So let's.
Or you can just keep on betting them like me. Keep on.
The poll actually not as decisive on the Reds as you would think. Reds 49%, Brewers 40%, 10% pass. So pretty split on that one. Now let's move on to Phillies at Marlins. Now it's important with betting, and I feel like everyone can relate to this. So it's very easy to admit, it's very easy to come out and voice when you lose a bet that you should have won, and be like, "Oh, I should have won that. They blew it in the 9th." It's not as easy and not as common to see someone say, "I was on the wrong side of this and I won." And I feel like Toast is right. I was talking shit earlier, but he was right. I was wrong on the Phillies at minus 130. That wasn't the play. I got the win. Didn't deserve it. Marlins were the right side yesterday. I don't think they're the right side today. I'm going to play Phillies first 5 money line plus 102. If I had to pick a full game bet, it would also be the Phillies though. Oh, first 5. I'm sorry, typed this wrong. It's just the Phillies bullpen's full of a bunch of lefties, and not only do Marlins have great numbers against lefties recently, but they're also like the designated bullpen slayers, the Marlins. So that I could see that just imploding, but kind of a weird one to handicap here because it's a lefty-lefty pitching matchup with 2 lefties that I like. And in the last 14 days, these 2 lineups are first and second against lefties in WRC+. The Marlins are first, Phillies are second. Like, I mean, obviously the last 14 days, WRC+ doesn't indicate who the best lineups in baseball are against lefties, but maybe like the 2 hottest lineups in baseball against lefties, and with 2 lefty starters that I like. So it's a matter of trying to decide which I like better. The last 2 lefties to pitch against the Phillies, Mackenzie Gore, 2 2/3 innings, 7 earned runs. Drew Smyly, 3 2/3 innings, 7 earned runs. The Phillies are openly slaughtering left-handers right now. And I know Braxton Garrett's the man. I'm not going to badmouth Braxton Garrett. He is the man. I know fading him seems kind of crazy, especially at home. But we just saw a red-hot lineup against lefties get to Garrett a little bit. Card scored 3 runs off him in 5 2/3 innings, which isn't like a beatdown, but that's enough. I think that's going to be enough. I think the Phillies could do something similar. 3 runs in 5 innings, something like that. Ranger Suarez on the other side, his insane hot streak finally came to an end, but it was one bad game. He's been really good against this Marlins team recently. His last 4 starts dating back to 2021, I believe. His last 4 starts, he's thrown 22 innings, just 18 hits, and 2 runs combined. 2 earned runs combined in his last 4 starts against the Marlins. I think Ranger Suarez gets right back on track and throws a gem here. I would also lean under if you're asking me to pick a total, but I like the Phillies to win. Phillies the first 5 at plus 102 would be my best bet value-wise. Personally, I probably will bet the Phillies first 5 and the full game, though. Oh, let me run a poll on this one. Go ahead.
You want me to wait?
No. Well, yeah, no, go ahead. We know where you're picking the Marlins.
Phillies first 5, Philly full game.
What? You're fading the fish? That's your boys.
Yeah. Don't forget, I picked the Phillies to make it to the National League Championship.
True,
They're also my boys, too. So the Phillies have made me a lot of money the last year. First and foremost, no Kimbrel for the Phillies, who's actually, I like to talk a lot of shit about him, but I think he's like 14 or 15 for 15 in his last 15 save opportunities. So he's been actually really good for them. But you're still going to have Alvarado, Soto, Strahm, Marte. Understand about the left-handed, the way that the Marlins hit lefties and stuff like that. That's actually a really good point that Kyle made about them when they start to face the bullpen.
Yeah, and with no Kimbrel, the main 3 arms of the Phillies are left. That's terrifying.
That is terrifying, but it also is terrifying that you have guys like Alvarado and Soto that are just disgusting when they're on. When they're off, they're ugly, but when they're on, and Soto's got that haircut, I'm digging that. And then on top of that, you have Puck. That's worked 3 of the last 4 days or 3 of the last 5 days. Tanner Scott's worked 3 of the last 5 days as well. That's the top 2 arms in the Marlins bullpen as well. So they're not a fresh. I just don't understand how you pass up the Phillies here at plus money right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very shocked. I was expecting to go toe-to-toe with you on this one again.
Not at that price, bro. Like, I love Braxton Garrett. I think he's one of the more underrated pitchers in this league. But at minus 140 and Hunt for Red October is in full swing.
It dropped, though. It dropped. There's down to minus 125 now. Consensus.
I get it. I'm just saying that I capped it.
Yeah. Yep. Logan, are we tripling up on the Oh, shit. I didn't even know he was a Phillies fan.
He's a true scumbag, obviously.
Just an ultimate scumbag.
Yeah, for any of you viewers who don't know, I live in Philadelphia, so it would be sacrilegious for me to pick against the Phillies in this one. It is a homer pick, but I am on the Phillies. I find too much value, on them, and I'm not scared of fading Braxton Garrett. Last time I faded him was against the Cardinals. It came out on the wrong side of that one because the Cardinals bullpen is just a hot dumpster fire. But I do like what I've been seeing from the Phillies bullpen. I think they're good enough to actually keep this Marlins team down. I like Ranger Suarez as a starter. And I just pulled up some of the percentile rankings for Braxton Garrett. I mean, if he's not getting the swing and miss, the whiffs, if the Phillies are able to put the ball in play, they will absolutely touch him up. 25th percentile in expected batting average, 29th percentile in expected slugging. I mean, 11th percentile on hard hit percentage. I mean, these Phillies hitters could do some absolute damage against them. Kyle, I like your first 5 call, not even messing with the bullpens, but I'm willing to take the risk going full game in this one. I just think this is one of those games the Phillies find a way to win. And I think the Marlins, call me crazy, call me a hater on the fish. I don't think their lineup's all that good. I think in the second half of the season, they're going to hit a hard regression, and that's just how I see it. I
am also not huge on the Marlins lineup. Toast loves them. Yeah, Toast loves the fish, and he's made a lot of money on the Marlins recently, to be fair. But I don't love those bats either. It's a combination of the Marlins for some reason always seem to get the bullpens, and without Kimbrel, the main 3 Philly arms are lefties. So that was what scared me a little bit.
If the Marlins don't at least try to make a move, it's going to really upset me because they're in a spot right now with the way that there's so many playoff spots. The way with their pitching,
well, they just for some reason sent one of their best arms down to the minors.
I explained that to you on the phone.
And it didn't make any sense. It's a bunch of bullshit.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, you know what? We're preparing it for 2039. That's our window.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to be alive. All right, let's move on. I think I got a bit Ooh, hold on. I think we froze up. Let's give it a second to come back. It does this sometimes. There we go. We're back. Sorry, froze up for a second. I think I got a little bit priced out here, but I'm still going to put Seattle money line up. But when I made the video last night, it was at like plus 120. It's at plus 102 now, and that was as of an hour ago. Might still be moving, but I am on Seattle, and I kind of wish the Mariners lost last night. If the Mariners lost last night, this would be like my bet of the day to fade Framber Valdez at home. All right, so Brian Woo's numbers against right-handed bats, I had to go and double check this before I read it on camera because I was like, that can't be right. They're nuts. They're absolutely nuts against right-handed bats.
And look at. Sorry, go ahead.
Can I finish? against right-handed bats this season, of 145 WOBA, an 060 WHIP, and an 094 FIP. An 094 FIP is fucking crazy. Righties are not touching this kid's stuff right now. Against lefties, we can have a different conversation, but righties aren't touching this guy, and the Astros regularly start 8 right-handed bats in their lineup. Say what you want about the Astros bats. This is a perfect matchup splits-wise for Brian Woo. Not to mention, Blue's been pitching good as hell, righty, lefty, anybody. In his last 5 starts, he's got a 2.36 ERA, an 0.94 WHIP, and a 3.40 FIP. So this kid's been good, entering a spot where splits-wise he should dominate. And speaking of the Astros bats, we've seen a bit of a drop from their production in the last week. In the last 14 days against righties, they're 4th in WOBA, 4th in OPS. Last 7, 13th and 13th. So a little bit of a dip in production against righties from the Astros lineup. We just saw George Kirby pitch a great game against Houston. We saw Nathan Eovaldi pitch an absolute gem against Houston. So not getting to righties quite like they were 8-9 days ago. Here's where it gets a little tough. Framber Valdez, not only does he have dominant numbers against Seattle, in his career, he's 5-0 with a 1.94 ERA to 1.03 WHIP. He's pitched really good against the Mariners, but his last 2 home starts against Seattle, even better. 1.93 ERA and an 0.71 WHIP. So that points towards Framber Valdez throwing a great game, but for some weird reason, the Mariners on the road just crushed lefty starters. The last 5 have a combined 8.50 ERA and a 2.24 WHIP. I'm not going to bring up the day and night splits. Prop Beaver loves them, but you know what? Against
dome, it doesn't matter.
Well, you know what? That's probably right. That's a good idea.
But I'm telling him that for years.
He doesn't like to listen. All right. So anyway, I don't really trust the Mariners bullpen, so that's why this isn't going to be a huge bet. But Mariners money line, I wish it was still like plus 115 though.
Yeah, I'm all over the Mariners. First 5, full game. I keep telling you guys, this team is on a freaking roll right now. And look, I mean, if you guys have been following this channel 2 years back, I remember I was pumping up Framber Valdez. No one knew who he is. Now look at him. Everybody knows who it is. This is not me having a thing against Framber. Like, I love Framber, but I just don't understand how you fade the Seattle team right now. I truly don't. I'm going to continue to back them. Like I said, ever since they beat the Rays in those 2 games and then they went down to San Francisco, this team has been different. I understand they had a bad Sunday in San Francisco, but the one other thing that Sauce didn't talk about, he talked about all those numbers, but he didn't talk about who those teams were that he faced. It's not like he's facing the Tigers and some BS teams. Brian Woo on the road at Texas, Anaheim, New York Yankees, San Francisco Giants. I mean, those teams can hit the baseball. And that's not, especially for a rookie, that's not an easy place to go in. So I think going into Texas in that first start really set the stage for Brian Woo. And ever since then, he's been fantastic. So there's no reason for me to stop riding Seattle here. They've been really good to us, not to mention the fact that after yesterday and the blowout that it was yesterday, every single main arm in that Seattle bullpen is fresh and ready to go. I don't really worry about them like Sauce does.
I only like the 2. I like Munoz and Seawald. I don't like anyone else in there.
So
you don't like Matt
it
Brash?
doesn't. I think I'm a little bit higher on Brash. I do think that he's all right. And then also for Houston, everybody's available, but Neris went 14, Mayton went 13 or 33, Stanek went 32, Seth Martinez went 15. So it's all Mariners for me. This one was actually one of the easier ones. And then also starting to rival Jake Fraley. JP Crawford over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs at plus 100. I think 7 of 8 games in a row we've cashed now. I'm going to keep on riding that until it stops. So Seattle first 5 full game. JP Crawford over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs.
There you go. Logan?
Yeah, I'm going to be on a total in this one. I'm going to take the under 7. I think this one's set low for a reason. I mean, Kyle, you mentioned all those numbers with Woo. I mean, he's really, really crafty at getting the swing and miss. I love that. I love that stuff, especially facing the Houston lineup. Still no Altuve, right? He's out.
Yeah, he's done. He's
out.
So
he's done? Wait, hold on. He's done?
No, he's out for a while.
My bad. Okay, go on.
Yeah, so I mean, Altuve is kind of like the lifeblood of this team. I just think they look a whole lot different, without him. There's a lot of young bats in this Astros lineup. I don't really trust them to be able to produce. I mean, this one's got 3-2 final score written all over it. Now, who trying to pick a side in this one? I don't know. But I do like Framber Valdez a lot, because he's such a good ground ball pitcher. I think. Look, I have a futures bet on the Mariners to win the World Series. So, I really did like this team out of the. I really like this team out of the gate because they checked a lot of boxes for me. Good bullpen, good hitters. I just know what their weakness is. If they face a ground ball pitcher and they're just in that quick swing mode, ground ball, that's kind of where this offense goes cold. So I could kind of see this being an off spot for this offense, especially after scoring all those runs last night. It's just hard for me to trust them to produce back-to-back games. So I think the under is set at 7, for a good reason, and that's why I'm going to go ahead and take it.
All right. They've been hot lately, though. The Mariners back.
I like the under too, and then when I saw it at 7, I was like, oh shit. So I had
Kyle, it's low for a reason, though.
Absolutely.
You have to. They're baiting. The public, or at least I'm looking at the percentages right now. They see that low number and they're like. The Mariners
I'll give you that. I'll give you that because Seattle scored 4 runs or more in 7 of their last 8 games. So them to post a 7 total out there, thinks that Framber's probably going to do.
Well, and I remember it was Toast who said we were doing NBA last season or something, and it was when the total was 205 or less, the under was hitting at a 68%, cashing like crazy when the total is super low. So that's just usually how it plays out with these odds. Braves at Rays. Another Kyle victory over Toast. Braves money line. No sweat off my back. It was just a great cat.
You can have it. Sharp guy.
This one not nearly as confident about. I'm laying the 1.5, which is nuts. I'm just nuts for this one. Laying 1.5 on the road in Tampa Bay seems insane. But insane is the perfect word to describe what we're seeing from these Braves. I mean, they just continue to win. And Taj Bradley, I mentioned last night on YouTube, I was wrong. I mean, or it's looking like I was wrong. About 3-4 weeks ago, I was like, keep an eye on Taj Bradley. He's going to be a guy we're going to bet on. His last 5 starts, he's got an 8.02 ERA and a 173 WHIP. And the FIP's up too, so it's not like, oh, he's been just having some bad luck. No, he's getting rocked. Don't have a ton of faith in Taj Bradley here, pitching into Braves lineup that's basically first in every single offensive category you could find. Especially against right-handed pitching, I certainly don't have. I can't find a way to back Taj Bradley here. And then you can say the same exact thing for Spencer Strider. I mean, he's all the way back. That brief hiccup he had, it's in the past because his last 3 starts, he's got a 183 ERA, 156 FIP. He is all the way back. I mean, this one kind of handicaps itself. The one last thing that I think maybe people might not be aware of. Tampa Bay lineup against right-handed pitching in the last 7 days, 22nd in WRC+, 25th in WOBA, 22nd in OPS. This Rays lineup isn't producing like it was early in the season. It's definitely square, and I would imagine, I'll put a poll up. I would imagine everyone's on my side here, but I just can't find a way to get to the other one.
I'd play the Rays small, but I'm not even going to go into it, so it doesn't really matter. The Braves will probably win, and everybody gets to cash their Braves tickets. So,
I'll just put Razor Pass for you. How about that?
Yeah, I truly don't see I truly don't see the Atlanta side, but yeah, it is what it is.
You don't see the Atlanta side? It's Spencer Strider.
I get that, but if you take away, that's okay. Yeah, I'm not even going to go into it because it comes off as a Braves hater, so it doesn't even matter.
All right, Logan, you're not taking the Rays, are you?
I'm taking the Rays on the team total. I like their team total over 3.5, and it's set low because we've got a mustache overreaction. People love Spencer Strider. To me, he's one of the more overvalued pitchers. People absolutely just they got a love affair for the mustache, and I mean, I get it. He throws hard, he throws fast. I mean, everything like that. He's 60% usage on the fastball. But you look at this Rays lineup; they're a good fastball hitting lineup, and that's how you think where we find some value in the Rays. I don't really want to trust the Rays pitching to have to hold down this Atlanta Braves offense because they're liable for some runs for sure. The angle is for this Rays offense to bounce back a little bit at home. Do you guys have a little bit of pride? We know how aggressive this Rays team is when they do get on the base pass. When they're on first base, I don't know what their percentage of steal attempts are, but they try to get themselves in the scoring position. And against Spencer Strider, I mean, they're going to be that much more desperate to get those steals and hits and runs. So I definitely think there's value on the Rays to at least make this one competitive and score 4 runs today.
And to their point, all right, so obviously our poll was heavy on Braves. 82% of our viewers are on Atlanta compared to 14% on Tampa Bay. And look at this pie chart here. Obviously, I mean, you don't even have to look at this data. You know everyone's betting Atlanta. Friday, last night at 11 p.m., consensus line is Tampa Bay plus 125. At 10 a.m., Tampa Bay plus 125. So they're taking all this Braves action and not moving the line. So odds makers like Tampa, but I don't know. I'm just going to. I'm with the public. I'm with you guys. I'm riding the Braves wave. Let's move on to the next one. Angels at Dodgers, hard pass for me. I don't even know who's pitching for the Dodgers. I guess Grove. I don't care. Pass. Toast?
Yeah, same. Yeah.
Okay. Logan?
Yeah, this is a pass as well for me.
Yeah, I don't even need to type it. This game sucks. It sucks because it's Angels at Dodgers. We should be pumped for it, but like, there's just better games on. Oh my God, Toast. Another episode of Kyle beat Toast last night. Let's talk Mets baseball.
Yeah, enjoy yourself for the 24 hours you get to do this. Get it out while you can.
I'm going to enjoy it, and I'm going right back to the best team in baseball. The best team in baseball right now, the New York Mets, plus 150.
A week ago, Kyle wouldn't even say the word Mets, and now they're the best team in baseball. What a fucking scumbag.
My Mets fan comes out a little bit. I am a Mets fan. But, I mean, is someone going to try to argue that they're not one of the hottest teams in baseball right now?
I want you to tell me how they're going to get to Blake Snell. That's what I want to hear.
Blake Snell in his last start was lucky as hell. I bet the Padres. I spent the whole time shitting my pants. They should have scored 7 runs on him. This is never has there been someone more due for regression than Blake Snell right now. And the Mets are piping hot. They're going to rock the shit out of this guy. Everything on paper points to the Padres here. The Padres have been smashing lefties. It's David Peterson on the road. It's Blake Snell who's putting up monster numbers recently. Everything points to the Padres. Everyone's going to bet the Padres. Good. Give me the red hot Metropolitans.
I'm on the Mets as well.
What? After that whole speech? Oh,
I'm just saying, I'm not going to let you just make sure. I'm going to make sure everybody knows where you're really at here. Last week, you wouldn't even talk about the Mets, and now they're the best team in baseball.
I was going through something. I was also losing bets last week. I'm on top of the world right now.
I'm sure you feel that way. God damn it. I honestly, guys, I mean, yeah, everything I said, I truly believe. Like, Snell has been fantastic. I honestly think he's probably one of the best pitchers, if not the best pitcher in baseball over the last month or so. Dude's just been fantastic. I honestly don't know a better 1-2 punch than him and Joe Musgrove right now. That being said, understand Peterson on the road is scary, especially the fact that we know the Padres love lefties as well. But I don't know how you pass the Mets up at this number. It'd be different if they were like everybody was betting the Mets and the books didn't care, but it's not like that. People are betting the Padres and stuff like I just don't understand how you not take the Mets at this huge number. It makes no sense to me. So I have to do it. So I hate saying it, but I got to do it.
I bet you Logan's taking the Padres.
No, absolutely not. I hate the Padres. They are such an
I figured the Phillies
flawed
jersey would make you hate the Mets. That's why I said that.
No. When I pick baseball, I am objective, and definitely I'm on the Mets money line. And already this morning I had Blake Snell over 1.5 earned runs. That was Austin's player prop today, and I really like that one. It's getting a little juicy as the day goes on, as all of our followers, everyone and their mothers now on that prop. So it's probably too juiced out now. But I'm playing both of those in this game because. Look, I tried fading Blake Snell for much of this year, and everyone kept saying, dude, you stop fading this guy. He's such a legend. I mean, he's so good. I was like, yeah, but I think the Mets actually present him, with a really tough matchup. And Kyle, in our notes this morning, you talked about the jams that he got out of. This is funny. Leadoff double, no outs. First and third, no outs. First and second, 2 outs. First and second, no outs. Bases loaded, 1 out. He got out of all those jams. How damn lucky is that? Tell me that this guy won't get hit around today. I absolutely there's a ton of value on Mets today. I mean, can Peterson be a respectable pitcher? If the answer is yes, then the Mets win this one somewhat easily. I mean, the Mets also look at their splits versus Blake Snell. You've got Marte, Alonso, Lindor all have homers off of Blake Snell. When Blake Snell's missing locations, it's ending up in the seats. Nimmo 8 for 15, 533 lifetime versus Blake Snell.
Two dingers.
Yeah, exactly. So you've got a lot of decent splits. And do you guys remember in the playoff game when Blake Snell faced the Mets last year? I mean, that was an ugly one for him. I didn't even think he made it out. He didn't even go 4 innings in that one, I'm pretty sure.
How'd the Mets do in that series, though?
Well, yeah, I mean.
Oh, okay. I couldn't remember. I had so much things going on.
He says with a Mets money line typed underneath his face.
Yeah, there's too much value on the Mets. There's too much value in fading Blake Snell in this one. And Blake Snell, dude, he loves some walks, right? If he's not painting, so Blake Snell's painting inside, he's painting outside. But when he's not getting those calls, oh my gosh, he's a leadoff walk, and then the second guy, could walk as well. You can't trust a pitcher like that. Give me Mets all day long.
Yeah. Well, Mets across the board. You'll love to see it. Real quick, let's go to the Underdog 6 pick. By the way, let's let the graphic play. Dope. By the way, I hit my 6-time payout Underdog yesterday. Not one person was like, "Yo, Kyle, that hit. Good job." And I did it myself. It wasn't prop beaver. I have it right here. This hit yesterday. And it was sharp as hell. Charlie Morton, under-earned runs in Tampa Bay. Alek Manoah, under-earned runs his first time back. And Andrew Abbott, over 4.5 hits, who's been hot. It's the sharpest shit ever. It hit. No one gave me props. I'm just joking. I mean, I don't really care if you give me props or not. I was just talking some shit. But here's today's, built by yours truly. All hits. Tyler Wells, higher than 5 hits. Braxton Garrett, higher than 5 hits. Luke Weaver, higher than 5 hits. Again, another 6-time payout. When you go to Underdog, if you don't have an account, use the promo code BETBET to get your $100 deposit matched. Now, it's time for the community parlay. Oh, also, if you don't have an Underdog account, I'm doing giveaways where people are going to win. You enter a raffle and you win, and you battle daily fantasy, and I'm giving cash out of my pocket to the winner. So that's next week. So you might want to get on that and make an account. Use that promo code BET if you want. All right, community parlay. Let's do it. This is Logan's first community parlay. There's something about when I have a first-time guest on, because FTB hit his first time on the show. Jay hit his first time on the show. There's something out when there's a first-time guest. No, Austin didn't hit, though. But there's something first-time guest that gives the community parlay some life. In case you're new to the show, community parlay is everyone votes on their favorite legs, and we all place a bet together at the end. We'll start with Yankees money line. Oh, that started. So let's start with Blue Jays money line, because that one's in a delay. No, you know what? Why even play it? They might just start any minute. Cardinals money line. We'll go Twins money line. We'll go Giants money line. And Rangers money line. There you go. First leg. Let's do it. Oh, someone just said, Toast, you're muted. I don't know. Were you trying to talk?
No.
Oh, okay. He's not muted. He just wasn't speaking.
I was muted, but...
Oh, the Underdog doesn't have the pick'em in Ohio? I have the map here. Hold on. This is where it's available. Looks like it's available. Oh, yeah. Wow. It's not available in Ohio. But yeah, so if you're in one of these states, it's available. All right, so let's go back to the poll. Looks like the Rangers are going to take this one easily. I can end this poll now. First leg, Rangers money line. All right, next poll coming. Ooh, I just sent out a blank poll. Just disregard that. It's a yes or no poll about nothing. Let's go Red Sox money line, because they play Oakland at home, even though I like Oakland. D-backs money line. Guardians money line, even though I like the Royals. I think people like the Reds. People always like the Reds, so I'll put the Reds on there. All right. Coach, you have a hit parlay or anything you want to share while they're voting?
I got Bader and Rizzo. They've already started. Quan, Jose Ramirez, Will Brennan hit parlay plus 130. JP Crawford over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs at plus 105. I'll post some more, but that's all I got right now.
Okay. This vote coming in. Looks like Red Sox are going to take this one. Boston money line, second leg. Let's go to the third leg. All right. Start a poll. So where did I leave off here? I left off from Reds. Okay, so let's go. Did the public like the Phillies or the Marlins? I think the Phillies. I think everyone was with us on that. Phillies. We'll go Astros. No, people like the Mariners. People agreed with us on that. So let's skip that one. We'll go Braves, Dodgers, and Mets at plus 150. You know what? I'm taking Dodgers off. I'm going to put Padres and Mets up there. Same game. So if you want that game in there, vote for whatever side you like. Logan, you have anything you want to share, parlays or anything, or want to tell people where they can get your stuff while they're voting?
Yeah, so I mean, Austin and I, we run the channel Calling Our Shot. We each do our favorite picks of the day on there. So definitely check that out. I do have my Twitter as well, which you've got my handle down there at Logan from COS. I do tweet a lot about our favorite plays of the day and everything like that. I mean, for today, I already kind of mentioned best bet is the over in that Orioles versus Twins game. I really do like that play. Went down to 8. I had it at 8.5, but I don't mind it there.
Cool. And you guys upload it, right? It's not a live stream. You record it and then upload.
Yeah, we do it. We just record it in the morning.
I was telling Austin last time I talked to him, we got to organize it because I'm doing a Saturday morning college football live show, and college football guests are the hardest to find. Like, no one ever wants to talk college football with me. So Austin had mentioned you like college football, so we got to organize that.
I do. I went to the University of Florida, so big. I'm an SEC homer, which is probably gonna ruffle some feathers, but I love college football. So
yeah,
fun.
Me too. College football Saturdays, like, don't even text me. Yeah, so we'll organize that for the Saturday morning show.
I wish like hell I could get into that so I could argue with you about just anything random.
I don't think you're sharp enough, Toast, honestly.
I'm not for college football. I don't have the sharp bone in my body. I could care less.
You and your Reds bets are just too square.
Okay, Philadelphia Phillies boy. Definition of public Pete.
Yeah, I knew as soon as it happened. AJ was like, "Oh my God, the Phillies just won. They just hit a home run."
No, you don't understand though.
I was like, I didn't deserve that.
The worst part is that that I talked to 2 other Phillies fans, freaking Hooligan and Sean,
right,
on pretty much a daily basis because I'm in a fantasy league with them. And who's Sean's favorite guy? Christian Pache.
Really? He likes him?
Yeah, dude. Dude, Christian Pache was I don't know if he was the number 1 overall pick, but he was a super, super high pick. He was the Braves, he was supposed to be up there, with one of their main guys. And then he got traded to Oakland. They released him, and now he's in Philly, and now he's he got hurt this year after he was starting to play good. It's whatever. It was just a bad night.
All right, maybe this will be better. Probably stop fading the Brewers, though. All right, and Phillies are the last leg. So, Toast, do you have a sports book open?
Yep, I'm doing it right now.
So we got Rangers money line, Red Sox money line, Braves money line, Phillies money line.
Red Sox, Rangers,
Braves, Phillies,
Braves. My phone doesn't let me pick the Braves. I don't know what's.
All
it's 6-10. It's 6-10.
Oh, that's it?
I'm kidding.
So yeah. All right. So community parlay: Rangers money line, Red Sox money line, Braves money line, Phillies money line plus 610. Let's go. Everyone have a good day. Thanks for joining Logan. We'll get him back on soon. Thanks everyone for watching as always. Remember to bet responsibly today and hit any of us up on Twitter if you get in touch. All our names are on the screen. Everyone have a good one. I'm going to try to come back tomorrow at 11 a.m. Sundays are tough though. So I'm going to try to come back tomorrow at 11 a.m. So hopefully I see you then. Enjoy your weekend, guys.